All right, thanks, Ross. Good morning. Excited about getting ready for Louisville this week. Proud of our guys, again, for how they competed against Florida State. That was a tremendous just performance on both sides and a very clean game and something we can build on, which is what our goal is this week, is to build on the improvement and the momentum, getting back in division play. Going to a team on the road where they've won 4 out of the last 5 games, so it's a team that's got a lot of confidence. They just went on the road, beat an undefeated Wake Forest at their place, and a team that is, I think, playing really well, and a team that you can just see improving. I cannot say enough about the job that Scott and his staff has done. I mean, it's just incredibly obvious to watch the difference in where they are right now and what I saw last year in getting ready for Louisville. It's just it's polar opposite, and there's a lot of the same guys, but they just got them playing with incredible belief. Their effort is tremendous. They have an excellent scheme on both sides, and it's just a different deal. They've only had they've rushed for over 200 yards on everybody they've played except Florida State, including Notre Dame. So I think they're one of the best in the country at plays of 10 yards or more. They've been explosive. Everything they do offensively is built through running the football. A lot of option principles. I really like their scheme. They're primarily a pistol team, but lots of option principles built into it and a lot of play action off of it. So this is a team that knows what they're doing on offense, and the quarterback is outstanding. Well, actually, they're playing both guys. Three got banged up, and 6 comes in and leads them to victory against Wake Forest. Both of them are very accurate passers. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see both of them. But I tell you, that number 3 is Houdini. He just escapes. He's constantly avoiding stuff. You think you got him, and he eludes and extends, runs for first downs, and next thing you know, he's made some really great throw. He's a very accurate passer. So just really impressive with what they're doing. They're good up front, probably the biggest left tackle that we're ever going to see. This guy's he's massive. He's probably 6'8". I think they list him at 370. He's probably 400. He is a huge, and really playing well for them. But their whole offensive line's playing well. Number 10, that back, a really good player. He's made some huge plays for them, big runs. He's caught the ball for them as well. And so tight ends playing really good. All 3 of the receivers, 5 and 1 and 7. I think 7 averages 19 yards a catch. 5's averaging 21 yards a catch. So they've been incredibly explosive, and that's all built through the run game. That's just what they do. They're going to run the ball. They stay patient. They got down against Florida State 21-0. Mixed in a little bit more 12 personnel. Next thing you know, hey, they got back in the game, hit a couple of big plays, and it was a dogfight down at the end. But just very impressed with what I've seen from them. Offensively, they're going to really challenge us. We're going to have to play well. A lot of discipline, a lot of pressure on our safeties this week, the physicality up front with our D-line, linebackers communicating, fitting things properly, setting the fronts and so forth. So just a game, and that's how they're built. I mean, schematically, they really challenge you, and then how hard they're playing and their effort, and they've got some skill who can make plays. So very impressive. What they've been able to do, especially on that side of the ball. And then over on the defensive side, did not start off well, but they are really getting better. And it's the same thing that I would say, watching the tape from last year compared to this year, it's night and day. Guys are playing with great effort. They're playing with good technique. They're not misaligning. They're where they're supposed to be. And that as a coach, that's what you're looking for. And you can see they're playing with physicality. They're rallying to the ball, and they're trying to get after the quarterback. So just a really good team. But probably the thing with this team that's been the biggest equalizer is what they've done in the returns. They got some really dangerous returners that can change the game. So we got a three-phase challenge that we got to be ready to accept up there at Louisville. But I'm excited about it. This is a game where, the division, control of the division's on the line. They beat us, they control their destiny, since we beat Florida State. So, because that was their one loss in the league. So a 4-2 team lost to Notre Dame, lost at Florida State in a game they could have won. But, with them beating Wake Forest, hey, they're in control if they can find a way to beat us. Same thing for us. We don't want to be at the mercy of somebody losing. We want to be able to stay in control of what we're trying to do, which is win the division. And so this is division playoff football, and it's a best of one. Simple as that. So, we're not a best of four. It's a best of one, and that's the mindset that I want our guys to have, and then just go play well. Play well on the road. We've played one really good game on the road, and one we didn't play very well. So let's create that consistency in what it's going to take to be able to have the type of season we want to have, because you got to play well on the road if you're gonna have a great year. But really impressed with this team, and again the job that Scott has done, and we're excited about going up to Louisville and hopefully playing our best game of the year.
Dabo, when you look at the way they ended the year last year and then kind of get blown out late in so many games, just how impressive is it, the job that they've been able to come in and kind of change the culture? It seems like
coaching matters. Coaching matters, and there's no question about that. And I have no idea. And I know they had a coaching change. I think it was not long after our game, maybe a game or so after our game. But and it just, they just kind of just were a team in disarray last year, and a team that, for whatever reason, just wasn't playing hard. And I'm gonna tell you, that's a different deal now. And they got dudes. It's not like they're playing a bunch of freshmen. They're playing seniors and juniors and some grad guys, and they got several sophomores, but they don't have many freshmen, that are in starting positions for them. So they've come in. Again, coaching matters, and this group has come in, and you can tell that these kids believe in what they're trying to do and what they're trying to build, and that they've really connected, with the team. So, and doing the things that you need to do, as far as developing leadership and controlling the things that you control. But it's a team, again, that's won 4 out of the last 5 games, and the Notre Dame game was a tight game for a while. They were in there for a while, and then Notre Dame hit a couple big plays on them, and 35-17. But they've just found ways to win. They've had a couple games that maybe weren't pretty, if you will, but they found ways to win them, and I think that is a definite indication of what they're doing from a coaching standpoint, and the culture and the belief and hanging in there. Even being down 21-0 at Florida State, and to see them fight back. This is a team that's not going to quit. I don't care. We might get up 21-0. I have no idea. They won't quit. This is a team that you're going to have to go win the game. And so I'm excited about the challenge. Looking forward to it. Got a lot of respect for Scott and the way they do things, and no doubt he's going to build something special there in Louisville.
Coach, it's going to be loud there. You've had the false starts the last couple games. How much of an emphasis is there this week on just having those guys dialed in on the cadence and the silent count, if you go to that?
Yeah, just do what we've always done. We don't have inexperienced guys up front. These some old dogs. These guys played 1 million snaps, so there's no excuse. We've played in national championships. These guys that sit right up in here, they've played a lot of football. And so I know Jackson is our youngest guy, but he's played a lot of football too. He played a lot last year, and he's played 6 games this year. So it doesn't matter how loud it is. We have an operation, and everybody knows how to execute.
You mentioned that they inherited some dudes on offense. How much of what they're doing on offense with Satterfield's, with the option stuff you mentioned, is sort of, I guess, accentuating that talent
they've just done a great job of giving their guys a chance to be successful. They're incredibly committed to the run. They're not a drop back, throw it around team. They chunk it, but it's all, most of it they want it to come off of play action, and so they have to be able to run the ball. So that's just how they're built. Again, pistol, downhill, lots of motions, creating tight end sometimes in the backfield, and he's going to back it, or they're going to run the counter, or they're going to run some type of zone read option, jets. With the option, they got a lot of stuff going on, and then they come with the stretch. And if they get you cut backside, then they've split you in half. Now that guy's got cutback lanes because you've created space. There's just a lot of challenges, and by nature of what they do, they're not a option team, but it's option football, and as far as how you have to defend it. And they create some one-on-one type of tackles, but being able to leverage them is going to be huge. And then our safeties, because the safeties have a lot of conflict, being able to play, because safeties have got to be a part of the fit. So they got to be able to read that play action off of that, and that's a real challenge for them. And corners got to play well, got to tackle well, and then D linemen got to stay on their feet, especially backside guys if they're running that stretch, and then just eye discipline, because there's stuff going on all over the place, and then here he's in the pistol and it's downhill and there's guys going there. So just having your eyes on the right things, not staring in the backfield, and really doing your job. There's just lots of option principles that you have to apply, even though they're a spread offense. But they play with tempo. They do a nice job. And then this little back, man, he's a player. He's not very big, but he's a heck of a player. He is a really good football player. He's made a lot of big plays for him, and all these receivers are confident, and dang, quarterbacks are way more accurate than you want them to be. And then three, he runs around all over the place. So it's going to be a real challenge for us. So we got to win the matchup up front, and we got to have the right mindset to be able to stop this run, because they're going to do what they do. We're going to do what we do, and so who can win the matchup in the trenches, and who can play more disciplined? That'll be critical.
Coach, did Potter respond yesterday the way you'd expect him to?
Yeah. He did a good job. Got out there, and like I said, he'll be our long field goal guy and he's a kickoff guy. He's done an awesome job, but got to give somebody else a chance on these short field goals, because we got to have that. And he's just, he's 55%, and he's way better than that. So he's got to get the type of focus that he needs. And so yeah, came back and got out there last night and did a good job, but we got a long way to go. And I haven't lost any confidence in him. He's going to kick in the NFL. He's probably the most talented kicker I've ever had, just pure talent and just pure leg strength and all that stuff. He's just got to grow up a little bit. Got to grow up and get the type of mental toughness that it takes to be special at that position, and the type of focus. And so he will. He's a young guy. He's got a long career in front of him. But if he wants to be the guy, he's going to have to earn it.
Coach, I'm not sure how many reserves made Conference Player of the Year week honors. Talk about Matt, offensive lineman of the week, and didn't start the game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and didn't even get our player of the game. How about that? Our player of the game was Jackson Carmen and Travis Etienne. They were our co-offensive player. Heck, he wasn't even in the top two for the Tigers. So I think that's great. Now Bockhorse he's just a guy that, man, he's fun to watch. Our offensive line, they played so well, and they have. They really have done a great job, and they're physical. They're playing downfield. You see Cervinka, 10 yards. On the reverse, you see Pollard and Ankrum, 20 yards downfield, blocking DBs in space. These guys are just really playing well, having a lot of fun, and doing a good job. I think we've given up 4 sacks all year. We're probably top 5 or so in the country, something like that, and not giving up sacks. They're just doing a really good job. But Bockhorse is kind of a co-starter for us. He's good enough to start for us, no doubt about it. He's just got a couple of senior guys that pretty good too, in Simpson and Cervenka. But we get him in there and trust him in any situation, and it was a pretty big deal. It was a great message to our team. You know, hey, you don't have to be the starter to go be the player of the game, to be a conference player of the game, whatever. You know, just play well. You know, it doesn't matter who runs out there first. You know, we got a lot of guys that are going to get opportunity to play, and how well do you play? So I think it was really cool, and he did. He's physical and you know, just he's an extra effort guy in everything that he does, and a 4.0 student, by the way. He's one of the smartest guys we've ever had come through this program.
I guess only had 2 punt returners on opposite sides of the field. Are they unorthodox like that?
Yeah, you don't see many teams put 2 back there. I think it makes you a little vulnerable. So, you know, but that's a little different. We'll have to do a good job of you know, our coverage and how we want to punt the ball and all that type of stuff this week, and making sure that we, you know, again, because there are some things that you can do, you know, from a reverse or a fake or ghost, you know, things. So you just got to be a little more disciplined when you got 2 guys back there, because they could dummy some stuff. And, you know, where's the ball, really understand the call of what we're trying to do, punting it, and then get out in the field and net it up.
Coach, their return man Hall